beautiful Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career reading for mid-May right through to mid-June 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your career reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. The first deck will get your overarching energy, and the second deck I'll do a Celtic cross just to see the details of what is coming your way. And also, just to make you aware, your 12th house is influencing you during this period. Now, the 12th house can feel like a bit of a strange cycle. You may feel like withdrawing to take some time out to really focus on your path and restructure your time and be more efficient in your goals. Now, also, the 12th house can trigger career changes. So some of you may actually want to make a leap of faith into a new position, or you may go for a promotion or raise, or some of you may actually change the sector that you work in, or relocate to a new branch, or relocate to an actual new company. Setting up your own industry or your own business as an entrepreneur is also starred when you go through your 12th house as well. When you go through the 12th house, it's really about being reflective on how you can advance in your career. And, you know, some of you may be connected to publishing or promoting your work, pitching new ideas, or looking at your finances. And if you feel if things are not going in the direction you're hoping for financially, then you may actually make some changes in order to bring in more finances, whether that is through advancement in a promotion or taking a second stream of income, or even opening yourself up to new positions that bring in a higher amount of money. Now, during this period, as I said, you may feel a little bit like withdrawing in order to really focus on the way ahead. And this may take the form of taking a day off to really restructure, or maybe you'll take some time out during a weekend if you are lucky enough. Some of you may even take a vacation, and during that vacation you start to think about your path and whether you need to make any changes so that you are happier within your working environment. Now, also your 7th house takes over from that, and that's all about partnerships. Now, you may be looking at who supports you, who drains your energy, who's got your back, and who is really not wishing the best for you in your career. Is there anyone who's blocking you? Anyone who takes your ideas and takes the credit for it? So you're definitely going to be looking at the exchange that you have with people. Some of you, if you are thinking of setting up a second stream of income, you may open yourself up to a partnership with someone that you really trust. Also, it could be a family member, soul tribe member. If you're already in business with somebody, you may be looking to see if that person pulls their weight. And some of you may be thinking about leaving a partnership if you are in a business partnership with someone. But the 7th house is really about relationships, balance, and taking your career to the next level in order to significantly advance in all your endeavors, okay? So your first card here is, basically it's the transformation card, which is the death card. So you are making some major changes. Now, some of you may actually be thinking about setting up your own independent business, because we do have the 9 of Pentacles there. So you may be thinking about ideas, maybe thinking about your talents and how you can streamline them into setting up your own business and working for yourself. These may be ideas at this stage so that you can actually make some transformations or some changes in your approach to the way that you work. Some of you may be actually deciding to leave a current situation in order to embrace a new opportunity that helps you smash through glass ceilings and be very, very successful. Some of you, if you're wanting to stay where you're at right now, you may be looking at changing the way that you work in order to approach it from a different position. If there's things in your working environment that perhaps you don't enjoy, there's always that one thing that perhaps you don't like doing. Maybe every Monday you've got to file some documents that perhaps everybody has stacked and it's too time consuming, or some of you may need to look at data and be on your computer screens for long periods of time. Whatever it is that you don't particularly like, because it's going to be different for everybody, I feel like you're changing your approach to bring a little bit more love for what you do in and be a little bit more time efficient. Now, also, the Death card indicates breaking all habits. So if you feel recently, because we have the Lover's card, it's in the resistance position, some of you may have been feeling a little bit disconnected from your creative flow, or you may have felt a little bit disconnected from the working environment. If you work from home and you're on your own, you may feel sometimes a little bit disconnected from everything. You're on the outside looking in. You may find opportunities to, maybe work in a space where other people work, go into like communal work environments, hire places out so that you're with other people. Or you may actually enjoy working from home, but you want to have a little bit more of a social side and be connected to others. So you may be making changes so that you can actually find a balance between work and play and networking as well. Now, also the Death card indicates something big is ending in your career. So it could literally mean that you're closing a chapter. You may have closed a big project, or you may have decided that you are relocating, because you do have the Chariot card there. Some of you may find that there are restructures going on in your working environment, and there are big changes. I see someone who's been at the company for a long period of time leaving, and it may be a surprise leave as well. So I do see, and it's someone high up the ranks, someone who's going to surprise people by leaving. So if you work for yourself, you may find that a surprise client, or a client that you have, surprises you by, I don't want to say going out of business, because I don't feel that client is going out of business. I feel like they're taking a step in a different direction. I do feel like they will incorporate your services, but they may come from a different angle. I don't know how to decode that energy that's coming through, but I do see a client sort of changing their visions or changing the way that their company operates, and it may also change the way you deal with this person, but I feel like they still like your services. So I feel like they'll try to incorporate you as they merge with a new company, or they change the way that they operate. Okay, so look out for that if you work on your own and you have clients. There's definitely some major changes going on in your career sector, but I feel you are making major changes in your career sector for yourself. So if you've been feeling unmotivated or a little bit stuck, the next 6 weeks are going to be very positive. You're going to find clarity in direction, and you're actually going to have focus and energy. They're actually showing me batteries in the water right now. So maybe some of you are literally changing a battery of something as you're listening to this reading, or it could be that you feel you need to recharge your batteries. Make sure that you're optimizing your time and your energy. If you've been feeling a little bit energy blockage, you may feel that someone in your environment is blocking your thoughts, your ideas. There may be some, I don't see toxic energy here, but there may be, a little bit of imbalance going on. Workers' morale, office politics, things like that have been draining a situation. And I feel like you are getting back on track and trying to refocus. So batteries, I'm just seeing batteries in the water right now. So I'm trying to decode them for you. So if you've been feeling that you need to recharge your batteries, then I feel you're going to change the way that you approach your work as well. And you're more time efficient, which gives you more energy for you and more time for you as well. Now, some of you may have been feeling that a lot of your focus has been on your career, and that perhaps your love life has been taking a bit of a backseat. I feel you will try to make some balance in your life and bring a bit more harmony in your life as well. And now, it's totally up to you. There's no judgment here, but if you're single, there is a potential for an office romance or a work environment romance. Even if you work for yourself, in your entrepreneurialship. You could meet someone who's in the same sector as you, and there could be an opportunity for you to find love, okay? Because the Lover's card is an indication of you attracting some attention and there being a little bit of flirtation energy. But what I also get here is that you are very gregarious in your career, and I feel like you're a people person. I mean, it doesn't mean you like people all the time. Sometimes we need time to step away from people, but I feel you have a very charming energy about you and people warm to your energy. And the Lover's card indicates that you're attracting some wonderful opportunities right now, because the Lover's card at grassroots, the Lover's card is to attract something with your heart, something that you desire that's on the same frequency as you, okay? So this is unification. It could be a proposal. It could be an agreement that's coming on in. So some of you may step into leadership positions. You're definitely elevating. The Chariot card is all about success. It's about your energy, your focus, your dedication, bringing rewards. And the Lover's card here, it's in the resistance position. So some of you may be actually separating from something that perhaps you used to love doing, but you've run its course. You've outgrown it. You've want to go to the next level. There's evolution here. So some of you may be actually taking a transition period where you're stepping into a new position to do something that you love because it's progress. So if you love where you are right now, but financially you feel stifled in your pay packet and you feel there's no room for growth, you can't level up to the next stage because all those positions are taken, you may actually put your resume out there to find new opportunities so that you can thrive and level up to the next stage or get to where you really want to go. The Lover's card indicates you have a lot of options. You have choices available here because the Lover's card used to be called the choice. But because your 7th house is activated during this time as well, you will be kind of very discerning about the company that you keep, the people that you give your ideas to or tell your ideas to, because I feel you're noticing your exchange with other people. And if there's been some sort of conflict in the office, I definitely, or not just in the office, but in your career in general, if there's been conflict between you or another person, or just people in general, and there's low morale, this will get resolved because the Chariot card tells me that you'll move on from this energy, but there may be some action that needs to be taken. Some of you may literally leave an environment because you feel it's run its course and that people are starting to not work as a team, so you may decide to leave. Now also the Lover's card, it's a Gemini card, so it's your card. This is all about duality, okay? So some of you may be thinking about setting up a second stream of income and looking at your options right now, looking at what you love doing, what you're really talented and gifted at doing, and how you can implement the skills that you have into changing your career so that you can take it to the next stage, okay? Now, also, I want you to be aware there's a sun and a moon there. Now, the sun obviously represents energy, the self, focus, clarity, and happiness, and being aware that you're growing through your career for success. But the moon also represents, a draining energy. The moon cannot shine all by itself, so it requires the sun to be illuminated. So you may be looking at things in your office environment that drain you, or your working environment that drain you. So for example, if a project comes in at like 5 in the afternoon, just before you're about to leave the office, and you're like, oh, I got to get this done. Why didn't they send this to me before? They've had this, they've been sitting on this for hours. Now I got to do this before I leave. And it just feels draining that it's almost like people are not working together. People are not seeing each other and the tasks that they have. I do see that you are very productive, but you're changing the way that you approach your day-to-day duties in your career. Now, if some of you have come to this reading and you've not got a position, you're looking for a job, I do see some movement in your career. I do see an opportunity. I see 2 actually coming on in that you'll have a choice, and I see that you're going to take one that, one I feel is a little bit further away from where you're based. That's what I'm seeing. And you may need to travel a little bit further afield to get there. So this may be something that will tempt you because it's more money, but I feel like you're really way up your options. Ultimately, you are bringing more finances in to your bank balance. Now also we've got empowerment. So having confidence in your skills is important, but this is about your commitment, your dedication, and your dedication is paying off. They're actually showing me 444 in the water. This could be a number that you will see often. I'm scrying in the water, so any images that come up, they may mean nothing to you in this moment, but in the next 6 weeks, suddenly you start to notice 444. You could find that number on a receipt, on a clock, on someone's cell phone that's new that you meet, or it could even be the number of a building if you're going for an interview. This is a perfect time to interview. I feel like you'll be very successful if you're pitching ideas or trying to win a project, or you're just working towards a goal. You're actually going to achieve it. There's a lot of success here. This is your outcome card, which means movement forward and your willpower heading you in the right direction. Now 444, they're also giving me your determination paying off, that there are big changes coming, and prepare, because you'll start to notice positive achievements and results. And there's a career move here. That's what they're showing me, a career move. Now, some of you may actually move into a position where you actually get a company car, or you may be able to purchase a company car as well. But this is really about your direction. So I do feel some of you may take some time out to really reflect on your directional gauge in your career. And the only way is up. That's what I feel for you. The only way is up. If you've been feeling a bit lost or a little bit of unmotivation there, you're definitely going to get a boost of energy, drive. You're going to be in the flow of, doing. Also, you're going to feel appreciated for what you do. We do have the star energy. This is your starting card. So this is really about, hope returning. This is about energy returning. It's also an indication that there's a brighter future to look forward to. And you'll be grateful for all the abundance that comes your way, for all the effort that you've put in. The star energy does indicate if you've been in a toxic environment and you're walking away from something that perhaps has been very, very difficult to deal with, take some time to heal, to really recalibrate your energy and see clearly before you move ahead. People don't realize that even when you walk away from a difficult or toxic career environment, it can be very challenging on our psyche, and it is important to really allow yourself to heal and recognize that other work environments are not going to be the same. Now, also, the star energy indicates a lot of success. The stars are aligning to bring you a wish come true, or something that you've been desiring for such a long time. And I definitely see this card as giving a lot of not just motivation, but also recognition. So some of you will be in the spotlight for a promotion, a raise, or some sort of investment opportunity. Yeah, it could be a bonus or something, or maybe a project, a lucrative deal coming your way. But I feel things are in your favor, okay? Now, this is Aquarius energy. So some of you may have Aquarius placements, but I do feel there's someone that you either work with or will connect with in your career who has Aquarius placements. And this person, they see your potential. They see a lot of themselves in you, and they want to elevate you. Now, this could be the person that leaves a company, or it could be a person that they have a lot of clout, is what I'm seeing here. If you are a performer or someone who is in the public eye, you're going from strength to strength, and I feel a lot of attention is put upon you in the next 6 weeks. There's a project coming on in that can see you actually gaining more followers, or more attention, or just a lucrative deal that puts you in a role that you've been desiring to have for such a long time. If you're trying to set up like social media platforms, or you're thinking about second streams of income, I feel whatever it is you attach yourself to, you're going to be very, very successful in it, okay? Now, we've got the crossing position, the Nine of Pentacles. You want to feel financially independent. And if you feel that that is not what's happening right now, I feel like you're really making some changes in your career to have more money in the bank. This is you being very disciplined and self-reliant. And a lot of you may be thinking about things that you can do on your own as an entrepreneur or a solitary independent individual. They just give me the word sole trader. So some of you may be setting up a sole trader position, or you are a sole trader. This indicates that there is going to be more money to save in the next 6 weeks, but I feel like you're being careful with your finances as well. Now, the Nine of Pentacles indicates you're someone who works really well on your own, but you've got the Lover's card there as well, so you're someone who also is very good at teamwork. And I do feel in the Nine of Pentacles, some of you are shining your wonderful light and, really focused on what you do and sticking to your plan. And other people are not as hardworking as you, is what I'm seeing here. They don't put the amount of effort into things that perhaps you do. And the Nine of Pentacles in this position, it can indicate that there is some jealousy or envy in the career sector, because it looks like you've got it all. You've got the smarts, you've got the talent, you're really invested in what you do, and you're going to be making waves. So just watch out for that, because again, I say, if there's anybody that you gut instinct says don't tell them your ideas, because they may take the credit or try to run with your idea as well. Also, the Nine of Pentacles in this position can indicate workaholism. Okay, so if you're always the last to leave the office, or you're always working really hard, or your mind's always ticking over with new ideas, and you find that you're not finding balance in your life, you're not going out there, you're not having going out there to find love, then it's important to find that balance. Now, some of you, you may be looking at your career in a different way. There may be some personal decisions that you're having to make because you've got personal situations going on at home that perhaps have been on your mind a little bit more. I feel some of you may have been enjoying work as a distraction. Okay, that's coming through briefly there. They're indicating you will still elevate in your career. This is a prime time for you to get that, that promotion, that raise, or that opportunity, because you're completely in the flow of things. You're someone who's very talented, you're very gifted, you're very good at what you do, and there may have been a period in the past where you procrastinated, or you may have felt that you wasted your time when you were younger, and now you're a little bit more focused. I feel that energy being streamlined into whatever it is you do will be celebrated. You will accomplish great things with that Chariot card as your overarching energy. Definitely, some of you, if you are learning new skills, or if you've gone back to college, maybe you've been taking a night college class, or an internet college class, or even just, an in-person class to hone your skills or develop more knowledge. Whatever it is, I definitely see you passing with flying colors if you have to take a test, or you have to get a certificate. There's definitely an opportunity here for you to elevate based on your skill set and your knowledge. Not everybody has what you've got, okay? I'm just going to get the final card before we close. We got a Two of Swords here. It's really interesting because the Two of Swords came out and I saw a flash of an Ace of Cups in the water. So I actually thought at first it was an Ace of Cups. We got the Death card, we got the Four of Swords, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so what is below you? We've got the Knight of Wands. Now, this is a desire for a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more enjoyment, a little bit more passion and excitement in what you do. This is a card that is very independent. So some of you may be trying to use your creative talents to set up a second stream of income, or even a main stream of income of independence. If you're setting up like an Etsy store, or if you're writing a book, or you're an artist, or you're a performer, anything creative, I feel is very, very, starred at this time as being very lucrative, and there's going to be a lot of movement in your career. Even if you're not creative, I definitely see that you're finding creative solutions for any difficulties, and you are unstoppable in your spirit. You're getting stuff done, and this is a go-getting knight, okay? So if you ever want anybody on your team, a Knight of Wands is definitely someone you want there, someone who's brave, courageous. This is you I'm talking about, my beautiful Gemini. You're an asset to any environment that you work in. But also with the Knight of Wands, this is about that spark, that jumping out of bed in the morning, because it sets your soul on fire. And you may have been feeling that things haven't been like that recently, but I do see that there is some idea or something that's bubbling up here. It's entrepreneurial. This is an entrepreneur card. Some of you, as you mature, you're thinking about taking a leap of faith and going independent. Even if you have worked in a certain environment for a long time, you may set up independently over the next 6 weeks, or these are the changes that you're working really towards, and they're going to be very successful. Trust your vision. This card indicates you're manifesting, but you're also going after what you desire. And I feel that some of you are exploring new ways of approaching your work, or exploring what else is out there at the moment. But this is a knight that pretty much says they're going to do something, takes that leap of faith, and goes after it and reaches the goal, okay? So some of you may even have traveling attached to work. You may be told that you're seconded or you have to go abroad for a project, or some of you may be trying to bring that a little bit more into your working environment. You're someone who is very innovative, you have a lot of determination, and some of you may be like, you know what, you've hit a glass ceiling where you're at right now and you're thinking it's time to move on in order to get the lifestyle that you truly desire. I feel some of you are thinking about a major move in your career. Now, what you're leaving behind, the Devil card, everybody wants to leave that card behind, right? The Devil card, it's not an evil card. It actually highlights some place or some area in our life where we feel stuck. So it's about identifying the problem. And when you got this card, it indicates that, you know, especially since you got a Knight of Wands, it indicates you're not stuck. You're deciding to make changes in order to improve your situation. Now, the Devil card can indicate that you are working in a very toxic environment, or it can indicate also that you are a bit of a workaholic. And sometimes you take a lot on, especially with the Ten of Wands. It indicates you are, you know, burning the candle at both ends, or you are very overloaded with work right now and you're close to burnout. I do feel that you're a very strong, independent, and determined person who never really leaves a job undone. And I do feel sometimes you take on a lot. You may have a lot of responsibilities recently, not just in the working environment, but also in your private life. And I feel that things have been a bit of a burden, or things have been just a little bit heavy. So I'm going to pull a card on that Devil card just to see, because you're releasing it. You're leaving it in the past. Whatever negative situation this is, or whatever situation, if you've been in a career that has been trying to control you or try to stifle your creative talent or doesn't allow you to express who you are, I definitely see you making changes that will benefit you long term. There's that Ace of Cups. I feel that there is an offer coming in. I mean, it's showing up here with the Knight of Pentacles, so there is more money coming your way. There is financial news. Your hard work will pay off financially for you. But also the Ace of Cups. With the Devil card, I feel if you haven't heard news on your career right now, I do feel that there will be some sort of message or information that comes your way in the next 6 weeks, okay? But also, with the Devil card and the Ace of Cups, this can indicate, and I'm only getting a small portion, not many, I'm getting about 18% energy of Geminis out there that may have struck up some sort of romance within your career sector, and you may feel that it is stifling your career in some way if it is not going the way that you hoped for. But it could also indicate that the environment that you're working in has become a little bit tough. There may even be baggage there. So if it didn't go the way you'd hoped for, or if it's fallen apart, there could be some difficult feelings that you're trying to sort out right now as you continue on your career path. So that's not for everybody. I'm only getting 18% there. It will work itself out. I want you to be aware of it. If you've struck up a relationship at work, I definitely see if it hasn't gone the way that you hoped for, I do see that you'll resolve the issue, and you may even do that by walking away, okay? Leaving the situation completely. Whatever you're leaving to something better, way better than you ever imagined, okay? I'm just going to go and, yeah. Now, it's really important to realize that society has always told us, work really hard, keep working really hard, and then you'll be successful. And of course, you know, dedication, focus, all of those things, ambition will take you to where you want to go, but not at the expense of your health. Okay, so just make sure that you are getting some restful time. I do see success and elevation here for you, but also I want you to be aware, because those batteries came up, they've just come up again. Just make sure that you recharge your batteries with good food, taking a step back every so often, and allowing yourself to take a pause. When we take a pause, we allow our brain to recalibrate and, you know, welcome in new ideas. Sometimes when we're so burnt out, it's hard to focus, or it's actually hard to bring new ideas, new original ideas into the mix as well. Now, the Ace of Cups and the Six of Wands indicates some sort of elevation in your career. This is you moving into a position where you're seen, understood, and you are recognized for the talent and the gifts that you have. Six of Wands literally means good news that brings victory, an award. This could be, you know, an accomplishment, could literally be a certificate it, or it could even be fame if you want to be successful like that. Not everybody wants fame, of course, but it could even indicate, you know, winning like employee of the month, or getting a tap from your boss for a promotion or a raise or investment. But it also can indicate that you're being set free from a situation. Even if you work for yourself and as an independent trader, things have been really, really difficult recently. I see a client changing the way that they work, and they elevate you. They bring you along for the ride because you're gifted, you're talented, and they don't want anyone else by their side apart from you. So I do feel there's a potential here for collaboration going on. Whatever it is, you're going to love it. Okay, so new opportunity, but the Ace of Cups indicates, you know, emotional care. Make sure that you look after yourself. Ace of Cups really is about all the potentials or possibilities that are available to you, and allow yourself to believe and receive. Okay, now potential, we got 10 of Wands. It's going to be hard work. Where you're going, which is success, you know, destination success, it's going to be a lot of hard work. So I'm not going to lie to you, but make sure that you do not burn your candle at both ends. The 10 of Wands really indicates that you're clearing space for a new beginning. So this could indicate that you're finishing your tasks on time so that you actually have more time for you to think or reorganize or just start up a new project. Some of you, it's literally leaving a space. I keep getting this sense that you're leaving a space, saying goodbye to a situation that was very, very negative in order to embrace something new, because it was very burdensome in the past. But this card also indicates don't overcommit yourself, because you've also got a lot going on in other areas. And if you have many fingers and many pies with your business, you may feel a little bit overwhelmed to try and keep all of them going at the same time. So you feel pushed and pulled in many directions, and you're spreading yourself thin. So just watch out for that. The 10 of Wands is actually a very positive card, because whatever you've been doing and all the hard work is culminating to an end point. Okay, this figure is literally carrying all those wands and is nearly at the home space. So there's going to be a rest. There's going to be a pause. And that's so important, because the Four of Swords indicates that you need to take a step back and really meditate on the path ahead. Now, in the near future, we got the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is the plan, whatever it is you are doing right now. Some of you may collaborate with new people, or you're inspired to, you know, implement the plan that you've been engineering for quite some time. Three of Pentacles indicates you are a very talented person, and whatever it is you're building right now is going to be very, very successful and very lucrative. It's the start of a financial solid foundation. Now, you're being very clever. This is a card of caution and being very clever about your movements. You're weighing up your options, and people are talking about you behind the scenes, about what you do, and they're talking about your talents. They're actually, as I said, I feel the majority of energy, people really commending you for all your hard work and what you're doing at the moment. And of course, everybody's going to be in a different career, but I definitely see people talking about you behind the scenes in a very positive way. But there's just one person, I feel, that is a little bit disgruntled because they feel it should be them. Okay, I feel like you know who that person is. They kind of look at you and talk to you in a very different way. And I wouldn't share any ideas with that person because they may try to take credit for it. So that's just coming out there as well. Now, the advice to yourself in this moment, learn. Some of you may be honing your gifts or your skills, but the Hierophant is also about your belief system, to have faith. So have faith in your goals and dreams, because they're going to bear much fruit. They're going to be very prosperous, shall we say. Also, the Hierophant is all about education. So some of you may be taking a class, or some of you may have just been leaving university or the education system in order to move into the career sector, and it's going to welcome you with open arms. You may be worried that whatever changes you're making are, very worrisome. We have the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords here, which indicates a lot of overthinking, but they're indicating here that you are in a very solid position. Some of you may actually go into teaching, or you may actually take a side hustle instructing or teaching people in something that you love doing in the meantime while you build your brand or whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Now, the Hierophant can also be connected to religion or your faith. So some of you may be asking for a miracle or asking for guidance in some way. And with the star energy as your starting position, it indicates you're going to get a lot of clarity this month. So if you've been feeling a little bit confused or a little bit, aimless in your direction, even though before you may have felt very on it and focused, sometimes the energy changes, and I feel like this next 6 weeks is really about getting back on track as well, okay? Now, I do see with the Hierophant there are people in positions of power who are noticing what you do. So even if you work for yourself, there are clients who are noticing your skills, your talent, and they will connect in the future to have some sort of collaboration with you. And if you work in an office or in some sort of store or some sort of structure, there are people behind the scenes who want to elevate you, and I definitely see that happening. Now, we do have the Eight of Swords here, the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so some of you are feeling a little bit anxious about these changes. If, as I said, you've come to this reading, now this is only for a small portion of you Geminis out there. If some of you have come to this reading having lost your position and you feel a little bit anxious right now that, money is dwindling or it's really tight, there is an opportunity coming in. There's two, okay? One is a little bit further afield. I keep getting this energy. You may have to travel a little bit further about it, for it, but it's more money. So obviously you're going to really work out whether it's worth it or whether you take the job that's a little bit closer to you, and you won't have to fork out to pay for gas or the subway or whatever, the train, however you're going to get there. But I definitely see that you're going to be in a very good position. Things are going to change for you for the positive, okay? Also with the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, this can indicate that sometimes, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, sometimes, especially when we're about to have a real breakthrough in our career, we work really hard and we feel like we're not going anywhere. We feel really stagnant, or we just wonder, what is the point? Is it going to get any better? And we start to entertain negative self-talk. There's that little inner voice that comes out sometimes. We all got it, and we try really hard not to be so negative, but sometimes we berate ourselves and think we should be a little bit further on our path, or we feel, we want to give up on something. But I feel that actually over the next 6 weeks, you're going to see changes in your career that you never thought possible. The way they're showing me, an opportunity that will change the way you approach your working environment and change your finances is coming on in for you. There's definitely an increase in your finances. And if you've been worried or feeling stuck, you're going to see with clarity. You're being given the gift of sight in the next 6 weeks that you're not stuck in a situation, and that your prayers or your wishes are being answered, okay? Now, the outcome energy, we got the Two of Swords, which is feeling a bit stagnant, feeling a bit stuck, but it's also about trusting your intuition as you discover new lands. This figure is blindfolded, so heightened senses in other areas, and the Two Swords are up feeling a little bit defensive because change is afoot. She's about to go and discover these new lands. And as you can see, the sea is actually really calm. So there's no threat here. It indicates you're at a pivotal point in your career where your future self will thank you for the changes that you're making. But the Two of Swords indicates you do need to make a decision, and you're weighing up your options right now. Now, some of you may be wondering whether you should compromise and stay where you're at. If you're unhappy, and you're feeling even more claustrophobic in your environment, or you feel that things are not good for your health, then that is a sign from the universe. It's time to change. The universe puts us in positions where we start to feel stuck, and it feels even more and more and more upsetting, or you feel even more burnt out. The universe is actually telling you it's time to make a change in some area. And if you can't make minor changes in order to improve your environment, then it's time to leave the environment to open yourself up to something new. But I don't see you leaving anything until a new opportunity comes into you, okay? Now, of course, if you've already left a position, or you lost your job and you've been feeling a little bit worried, there is change here that brings in a wonderful new opportunity. The Death card signals the end of something. I mean, you've got it there, which there's a pivotal moment, as I keep saying here, which the Death card only shows up when there is positive change. It tends to make room for something greater, but you need to release something that perhaps is feeling like stagnant or feeling like it's not you anymore. And it could be a change of job or actual change of career in general. It could even be a total revamp of your finances so that you have more money in the bank. Now, Four of Swords also is a pause, making sure you get better sleep, make sure that you're not running on empty, but it's also a time of contemplation, of taking a moment to really get clear on what it is that you want to do. Now, the Four of Swords with the Devil card can also indicate boredom or feeling a little bit like restless. You may feel that things have got complacent in your working environment, and that while it's cozy and it's paying the bills, you may feel like you're not really stretched, or you don't feel like there's any excitement anymore. So some of you may actually just stay where you're at, but decide to approach your boss or someone who can help you bring new aspects into your career, new ways of doing things, or learning new things so that you can actually take a step in the right direction and bring a little bit more enjoyment in. The Four of Swords tends to mean that you're protected. So if you are in a difficult situation right now, you're being protected and redirected towards something that's more in alignment with who you are and what you desire. The Knight of Pentacles, there is financial news for you. There's elevation. You're going from a Nine of Pentacles to a Knight of Pentacles. So that does mean that there is an increase in your finances based on your hard work, your stamina, and your dedication. Okay. Now, this really means that your efforts will pay off. They're actually showing me some sellotape right now. Yeah, it looks like sellotape. Now, some of you may have been feeling that you've been holding everything together. You may have felt stuck in a repetitive cycle and you desire spontaneity or more creative freedom. Some of you may be a little bit wearisome or have wearisome tasks that you feel stuck and it seems to be never ending. So I definitely see your approach being different. I feel also this energy in this reading is like you're not stuck. You're about to become unstuck, and there's movement and the success, and there is reward here for you as well. Okay. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, it is a slow moving energy. So I do feel that there is a solid job offer coming on in. There may be a slow process to getting this job. So you may go for an interview. You may not hear anything for about 2 weeks, and you may assume that you did not get the role, but actually it's great news. You did get the role, and they're going to offer you a contract. If you're signing a contract, make sure you read the small print as well. Okay. Now, if you're not wanting to leave a place, I do see that there could be a small financial increase, new income. And if you are setting up your own business, entrepreneurship, there may be some overwhelming moments where you think, oh, wow, I've got to work out the legalities or the tax or get a financial advisor or an accountant. Don't let those things put you off, because you're going to thrive. You're going to be able to afford those situations, and it will pay off in the long run because they're going to be able to help you manage your finances in a really positive way. Okay. They want me to go one more, so I will. Now we have progress, helping hand, resolve, and overcome. Now, all these energies showed up in your reading. The first one is resolve. So if there's any issues that you've been going through, any difficulties, they will be resolved. It says dedicated to achievement, steady gains, long game, loyalty, effort, top dog. Okay, so you're headed to the top, that's for sure, and your loyalty to your career will pay off. We've also got progress, slow but steady growth, taking steps, persisting, long-term, going swimmingly, and in the flow. Okay, and we've also got overcome, beating financial struggles, and it says you must change your tack. Fight, adapt, conquer. Okay, so basically it's changing your approach. That's what that means, changing your tack. And, go after what you desire. So, for example, if you work through a manager or an agent, or there is someone who helps you and you feel like they're not pulling their weight, then it's time for you to get out there and promote yourself, or, find an alternative partner to work with, or an alternative avenue to get to where you want to go. So I definitely see you taking the initiative to part ways with anything that's not working for you and actually connect to things that are. And we also have a helping hand. as I said, I do feel like there's someone in a position of power who's trying to help you and will help you in your career. And although some of you are like, you know what, I don't need help. They're not helping you out of charity. They're helping you because they can see that you've got the talent and you've got the smarts to go places, and they want you to elevate. So it says giving and getting let me start again. Giving and getting support, reaching out, financial aid, donate, charity work, and loan. Okay, so some of you will be, you know, of course, earning enough money to be able to repay loans or repayment plans. I definitely see that there's a little bit more money coming on in for you that will help out around the house. I know that the price of living is going up more and more, but I do feel like you will have some sort of increase that goes along with that to help you. Okay, now your first rune is gift. Okay, it's interesting because it's a partnership rune which connects to good fortune or partnering up with people, collaborating with people, but also it connects to the Wheel of Fortune, gift offer coming through, someone that, as I said, the helping hand person. They may offer you an opportunity. It could even be a raise. Now, this rune can also connect to love in the working environment. Okay, so some of you may fall in love or have a partnership and end up working with your partner long term. But if you separated from one and it did go badly, know that things will get better. I do feel actually that person will eventually leave is what I see there. Okay, and what else have we got here? We've got the cattle rune. I wanted to see what images I could see, and I could just see a dollar sign. So it's a wealth rune, and that's really about fulfillment. It's about material gain, but it's also about power, being in a really strong position to take your career forward, to make progress. Okay, so lots of positive things. I mean, I can't lie to you, it's definitely going to be hard work. The Ten of Wands indicates that you're going to be very productive. You're going to have a lot on your plate, but I do see that you'll breeze through it. You're going to have more energy. Don't let fear get in the way. I definitely see feel the fear and do it anyway here, and I do see some elevation going on for you as well. Now, I hope something resonated in that reading for you, my beautiful Gemini. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini. Love and light.